Hello everyone, today's video is about the fact that me and a few other online creators are very fed up about the current situation that's going on. The main owner and person that is about is mostly Spaghetto, but equally as guilty, I'd say, except in certain situations, is Lars from Norway. As well, there is Teach, but Teach I don't think is as guilty. I feel like he has been roped into this quite a bit, but everyone stands with their own opinions in this video and their own recollections. And thank you for watching. Thank you for spreading awareness. Do not harass anyone, please. Thank you. I got invited to a podcast, the first podcast. I don't remember much from that anymore because it's been very long, but I think there were some audio issues, but generally it was okay, right? Sometimes it kind of devolved into weird areas, but it wasn't anything too out of the ordinary. So after that, years later, I stumbled back to them when they were rebranded and split from the old collaborators. There I discovered that the two people in particular had developed for the worse. We had an impromptu collaboration randomly due to them not indicating that they are live streaming in one of their channels, so I walked in not knowing they were live. In that first stream, Spaghetto, who has a brain injury, which he also declares on plenty of his streams, pushed himself to a limit that I thought was borderline. Not good, at least. Getting people worried he would get severely sick from this. Luckily, he didn't though. The next collab, basically the following day I was part of, was a Minecraft collab, where he would already become a bit irritating. Nothing too crazy though at the time, and I did have other friends with me there. Then, the weekend before PAX, he wanted me to be part of a content warning collab, and I agreed, thinking it would be fine probably. I'm not the most PG person when streaming, so we might vibe. And I do have some bigger creators in their server, so I was comforted by that. Hell, even Sir Pelo peeked in on his 24-hour stream he had on one point, so didn't think anything of it at first. I thought it was fine at the beginning, though the way they behaved was not only making me uncomfortable over time, but also my audience. At one point, I just wanted to get a sandwich and left my character standing there in game, thinking nothing of it. Warning, this part might make people who had sexual assault experience uncomfortable. So please skip to this timestamp if you can't stomach this. Thank you.
JJ, there hasn't been any like underage shenanigans yet, so I don't know if it's really a content house yet.
I said earlier I was 8 years old.
Don't joke.
All right, let's see this clip. Let's see this clip.
Okay, sit down.
Chat,
Hey,
clip that.
JJ, sit down.
JJ, you wanna?
Oh, chat. Hold on. Here you go, chat. Jingle bells, jingle bells. All right. Thank you for the redemption.
Okay. Goodbye.
Here we go again. Rebecca Doodles has lots to say.
Yeah, that missed like
called you a yapper.
The fucking cut of the explosion for the homeless man was amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
struck my
Also,
dick a little bit, but that was
Rebecca,
awesome.
you didn't get any of like the steamy sex scenes. That was not like really indicative.
What
of...
steamy sex scenes? I was the one with the camera most of the time.
Can you not push me
chat.
directly into Rebecca's asshole? Thank you. Jesus.
Chat's asking if I play Sea of Thieves. No, but I would like to organize a stream for it. Oh, this is good, Rebecca ASMR.
What is?
Everyone, fuck Lars. Fuck him.
We're not doing that.
What are
We're
you
jumping on
What are you gonna do to me?
He's our trampoline.
What are you gonna do to me?
Go to sleep. Go
You
to
go to
sleep.
sleep.
Nothing.
I'm gonna flashbang you.
Don't worry.
Don't flash
about
me.
it.
We're on Twitch. Ah, Rebecca, put your tits away. Stop flashing me.
Can you not do that?
You gotta go to bed so we can content.
People might get the wrong.
Let's
What
get
the
some
fuck,
slumber.
Lars?
Hold on, I'm checking your suit for the expedition tomorrow. Don't.
All right.
Go the fuck to
was a
sleep,
good sleep
guys.
time.
Go the fuck to sleep,
Yeah,
guys.
everyone go to bed.
I noticed
Sit!
that
Go
Skavo
back
said
down!
this is so.
Back down.
This is so funny and all, which implies like there's like a huge butt.
Y'all, I'm gonna fucking leave y'all. I'm gonna fucking leave y'all if you don't. You didn't sleep at all.
Women
what the
leaving
fuck?
me when they're frustrated. What else is new?
Okay, I'm leaving. Okay, y'all have a good one.
Let's sleep.
Oh,
Shit.
Let's sleep.
Short collab.
Can,
Short collab.
can I have a? Can I have a?
I would like to play the game.
I would too. I'm ready.
Okay, then we go to sleep. My God.
Oh, I thought we already went to bed. Okay.
No, we
sorry.
didn't. I don't know.
Sorry.
Someone always just like jumped up at the last second.
Wait.
Wait.
I'm smacking you with
Chat's
the
saying that
flashlight.
you're warming up your sex dungeon. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Well, you know where they have
better
to warm
go
up.
to
The idea of
fucking sleep, man.
a sex
Or you
dungeon is
won't
it's
wake
wet
up in the
and
morning.
cold. The idea of a sex dungeon is it's wet and cold, Spaghetto.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna summon the devil.
Summon the devil.
Pickman,
didn't
thank
work.
you for joining the stream while I was jerking
You
off.
gotta
If you like jerking
go
off,
to
make sure to
space
follow.
that actually like is free. No, it's
So
fine.
we have the
Alright,
good,
guys.
we got the flashlight. We got the flashlight.
No, it's not a. It's not a sex toy. It's gonna help us with vision. It's,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good one. It's a good one. Donate to me if you want me to doodle something for you.
Rebecca,
Ew.
don't diddle me. Don't
Wait,
diddle
No,
me, please.
hopefully-
doodle, doodle.
Is that literal? Literal?
No, try.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
good. Okay, good.
I thought it
'Cause
was
when-
Rebecca
when-
Diddles. I
when-
got scared.
Yeah, when Tristan DMs me at 3 a.m. in the morning, he's like, "You want me to doodle something for you?" He means something very different.
Oh.
Whoa.
I just I fold immediately.
I think that's
can't.
drawn by a 3-year-old. Guys, is she old enough to YouTube with us?
Shut
Yeah,
the
we got-
fuck up. No!
The walls on that are very.
No!
enormous.
Hi! I'm the biggest fan! Hi! I'm 7 years old! No, I'm not actually! I'm not
Rebecca-
actually! I'm doing joking! I'm joshing! I'm joshing!
You are killing my edging streak right now.
That's
Oh shit! Sorry.
actually... What the fuck, dude? Dude, I say 7 years old and you edge. What the fuck?
No, I said you're killing that
Can you
streak.
guys-
God damn it.
I'm trying to sleep. Can you please not talk about like what you guys are? What did you just slip me? I felt a liquid drop in my mouth without me wanting it there. What's?
Everyone just go to sleep.
We are asleep.
Yeah, just good night. Sleep well.
What the fuck,
Tristan,
dude?
it literally just. It just literally.
I'm gonna
It just
fucking
looks like you
choke
were-
you, man! Come back here! Go to sleep!
No, don't choke me. No, don't choke me.
No,
do
don't. Don't you fucking dare.
No, don't choke me.
JJ, just. JJ, that's.
I'm gonna fucking actually
sorry.
leave this
No.
collab, y'all.
Can we do
Do
this?
you have
Can
any-
we do this off stream? Off
Do you have
stream.
any-
Off stream. Off stream. Off
Do you,
stream.
do you have,
Do you have any-
do you have Pringles, dude?
What?
I'm just feeling a little bit for Pringles, bro.
Okay. If you get off of my spleen, I can go get them.
I'm about to go and make myself a sandwich. If I come back and y'all not in bed, I'm gonna leave the collab. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna actually make myself a sandwich, right? If I come back,
Okay.
right? Actually, no. I'm gonna wait in the thing. I'm gonna wait in the pot, right? If you're not
No, you're
alive,
supposed to
then
say something funny.
no.
Here, hold on, Lars. Let me say something funny.
Okay. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
All right, Tristan says he's gonna say something funny for the camera. Be funny, funny boy. Here, I'm doing the Gen Z
Racism.
zooms and spins.
Racism. Oh, whoa, whoa, chat. Whoa.
Hold on, I gotta spin the camera around a little bit more. We gotta get the Gen Alpha brain rot crowd. Here.
Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, chat. Oh, whoa. Oh.
All right, well, that's okay. You know, like not every clip's gonna be a winner, so we can just.
Wait, what's JJ doing? Hey, JJ, do we have a flashlight?
Yeah, I can buy flashlights.
Yeah, we need some light.
I'll buy one of these.
Hey, Rebecca.
Oh, my lawyer texted me. That's cool. Okay.
Actually, let's save the money.
How's that sandwich going? Let me just check your
Sword
equipment
runs
here.
run. Yeah, that's accurate.
Let me flip to the other side.
Matt, give me a flashlight. Whoa! Thank you.
Actually, no. I'm gonna wait in the thing. I'm gonna wait in the pot.
No,
right?
you're supposed
If
to say
not
something
alive,
funny.
then- Okay. I'll be right
All
back.
right, Tristan
guys.
says he's gonna say something funny for the camera. Be funny, funny boy.
Okay.
Here, I'm doing the Gen Z zooms
Racism.
and spins.
Yo, it's Spaghetto. Racism. Oh, whoa, whoa, chat. Whoa.
Hold on, I gotta spin the camera around a little bit more. We gotta get the Gen Alpha brain rot crowd. Here.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa.
See, no, not every clip's funny. It's okay.
Yo, it's Rebecca Doodles.
How's that
Why are you
sandwich
filming
going?
my crotch?
Let me just check your equipment here.
He was trying to find the sandwich.
Flip to the other side.
The full VOD of the stream is linked below, and the collab in question starts at 8 hours in. After collaboration, Solid JJ, one of the people present at the time in the collaboration, reached out to me to make sure I'm okay. Right at that point, I fully realized what had happened in that collab. On my next stream, I was doing doodles for donations, and Spaghetto came over and donated $10 and requested me to draw my VTuber model with a Spaghetto shirt. I denied after the previous stream still fresh on my mind. So I reached out to Spaghetto and Lars from Norway to make known how uncomfy I was. They apologized and mentioned that it's just their humor. Other people started to reach out to me after seemingly people in the Spaghetto podcast Discord server started talking about it. Kiki, a smaller streamer who was collaborating with Spaghetto for a bit now, had also been getting this type of treatment by these men. Being, so to say, the tits on stream. Them going as far as to walk in on her streams, especially Spaghetto, where she was playing wholesome games at times and making it all sexual all over again. Later, I got to know that the Minecraft server that Zach Acts was actually doing for Spaghetto for free to play on for the streams. Zach Acts is also known as the Among Us guy. Got wind of what had happened on my stream and how Kiki was treated. He was the one actually hosting the Minecraft server Spaghetto was playing on, and he decided to close it down. Zach X was also harassed multiple times by one of Spaghetto's moderators, seemingly because Zach didn't implement some mods this moderator really wanted. After the shutdown, Spaghetto complained to Zach X that Spaghetto's viewers paid good money for that server, even though Zach X never saw any of the money and wasn't even promised any money. Zach X only did it out of his own volition and friendliness towards one of his friends, he thought. But I guess he was wrong.
Hi everyone, my name is Jab, or Jab50N, and I'm going to be sharing some of my experiences with Spaghetto and his crew. It's nowhere near as damning as some of the experiences other people have had, but I figured I'd at least contribute just to show that, like, even in more casual situations, this is just a trend of, you know, Spaghetto just not being that reasonable of a person, nor his crew. So I'm going to go ahead and read the message I sent Rebecca. At a PAX after party, I ran into Spaghetto and Tej. Tej wanted to talk to me, but all he did was kind of just brag about all the interviews they got and all the connections they got. And I decided to hear him out, but afterwards, I decided to address all the issues that my friends had with them. Tej then went on a tangent about Spaghetto's brain injury, his family's conservative backgrounds, and his lack of awareness with people's boundaries, etc. I told them I'm bored of those defenses, and they need to be careful about how much they're using that as a defense whenever anyone has a problem with them. Later on, Spaghetto, who was very drunk, joined the conversation, and he started to get really defensive. He thanked me for my criticism, but claimed he already improved as a person because of how many connections and interviews they had at PAX. I straight up told him he shouldn't only rely on press interviews and convention connections as proof for character growth, to which he went on to just give me reasons to stop working with one of my creative partners, Zach. The reasons why he doesn't like Zach, I'll let Zach and him talk about later, but basically, he just kept throwing Zach under the bus when he defended himself, trying to like do an aha moment with me. And while he was doing that, he kept slowly cornering me to a wall. He just kept walking towards me, and there is a wall behind me, so I couldn't really, escape that situation. I didn't necessarily feel in danger, but I know that that's a sign of fear and aggression because the discussion he had with me wasn't going as planned, which is a trend I've witnessed in him. When things don't go his way, he gets angry and very defensive. He talked down to me as if I was new to the internet, and I grinned and said, I've been doing things online professionally since 2012, and he claims he forgot, even though we've had a conversation about that earlier that night. And all around, like, this, like I said, this is far from the worst experience anyone's ever had with Spaghetto. But that night made it clear that they're more interested in proving their critics wrong rather than actually listening to why people are upset with him and his crew. Tej later blocked me despite talking with me after PAX, and Spaghetto hasn't blocked me yet, but he said he was going to keep his distance with me and Zach. Other than that, the only other bad things that happened was Spaghetto immediately got weirdly flirty with my partner when he was on my stream, not realizing we were a couple. He did immediately stop once he realized we were a couple, but like it was just strange that Spaghetto would just immediately flirt with someone the second he finds out that there's like a feminine presenting person in our call in front of my stream, no less. So as a result, he weirded my whole friend group out with that stunt and left shortly after. And I didn't think much of it until it was brought to my attention that Spaghetto and Lars were shit talking my stream. And, you know, I wouldn't normally care because whatever. But what weirded me out was Spaghetto gloated about carrying my stream and how he was the reason why people tuned into my stream, when everyone who was watching were friends of mine, and he did the opposite of pulling people in my stream. He weirded everyone out, yet he's patting himself on the back and making things awkward. Really strange behavior. Again, I want to specify this is far from the worst Spaghetto has done, but I'm simply providing more proof that this is an ongoing trend with how he handles people. Spaghetto, if you're watching this, I tried my best to be patient with you, and I tried my best to, you know, give you positive words of affirmation that while you're in trouble, like, I think you could get out of this if you handled it maturely. But I'm hearing more and more people saying that you're doing the opposite of that. So I really hope you take this video as a sign to really restructure how you approach things in life. And I hope you don't simply just get angry at this. That's pretty much my last message to you.
All of this compiled, so I reached out to my friend Drakestar, who also just collaborated with him, to ask if he was also made uncomfortable by him in some type of way, which seemed to be the case. Through some factors, I also acquired knowledge that he had made guests uncomfortable at his podcast and even the first podcast in the past. So it is a repeating behavior. Just in case, I wanted to keep things professional at first, so I reached out to them in DMs to have a group chat, which yet again they said it's just their humor and it's okay for them to joke about SA since they got S8 before. As well as that it's supposedly a character when he jokingly hurts himself on stream. That's what Spaghetto said. Then I told him that a lot of this is against TOS and that collaborators and their audiences don't know that it is just a character he supposedly plays. They don't know you, Spaghetto. They don't. You can't just do that. They will get worried and confused if he talks all the time about jerking off on livestream as well. You can't keep doing this. So for now, I made it known to them that I will break my silence if I further witness any awful stuff in the future. I thought they could get it together, especially since they were all excited for PAX West. Don't want to ruin a potential great opportunity for them if they know how to handle themselves potentially. But now I wish I said something sooner. Right after PAX, I got a message from Naz, who I didn't know at the time. Naz is a games reporter. He told me that he met Spaghetto at PAX West. Knowing him from online, he thought it would be fine. The first thing he said to Naz and his significant other was that Rebecca Doodles is out to slander me because she doesn't get our humor, and that women can just get away with stuff like that with no consequences. That made Naz's partner raise an eyebrow and not believe Spaghetto, so they contacted me to tell me their story.
I'm so sorry, Rebecca. Holy shit. That is exactly what we dealt with in person for 4 fucking days. He was repulsive to these people in person. Repulsive.
Yeah. So he was being like that in person. That's so fucked up.
It worse. It was worse. And it's like, he was saying some really horrifically sexist shit behind my back. I don't even know, really where to start with that. He made so many people uncomfortable that were people that were genuinely interested in listening and talking to me.
Yeah.
And they were from 2K, they were from Epic Games. There were people who was like, my partner plays very few games, but Peglin is something that means a lot to them.
Mhm.
The sole creator of it was there, and they wanted to talk to them so badly, but Spaghetto cut in, asked for a free pen, asked for a sponsorship, and demanded a photo. It was unbelievable. He did every single, and he had been doing that for the whole weekend. Tresson was like strong-arming this poor indie developer, this poor individual who currently lives in Puerto Rico, just trying to make games that can benefit and help people in America, which is a very bold, humble thing to do, especially considering like how ungrateful people are to indie devs. And a great example of this was how Tresson was strong-arming him, being like, is there any way we could rent a headset for a little bit and like play your game and he had never tried VR or anything like that. He had just had 5 drinks. It was noon. It was noon, and he had already had 5 drinks. He had got all fucked up already before his media appointment. He had never been in VR before. It was an exercise game. He lied about it. He lied about it being his first VR game because he wanted everyone to be really worried and there for him when it came to the brain injury thing. And it's like, I took my time that I could have been spending with media people. I could have done anything else. But instead, I had to like de-escalate. I had to like do all this sort of stuff. And it was a fucking nightmare.
No, Spaghetto, he was just, there was this Harley Quinn cosplayer that talked to my husband and I and was very nice, kind enough to take a photo with us. And when we mentioned this poor lady to him, he would not stop harassing us about giving him her contact information and saying that he should be allowed to have her over us because he's lonely.
Huh?
It was a 5. He would not stop harassing my husband while we're just trying to play video games at an arcade after PAX to just try and decompress before we have to leave Seattle.
So that was after PAX?
Yeah, it was, what day was that? Monday?
That was Monday.
That was Monday.
Yeah, an impromptu after party. Sucked ass.
Yeah.
Scared off everybody. The whole after party, he was like this, harassing every woman, every person that was there. It was like people were fucking leaving.
They were getting up rapidly when he would come into the room and sit down next to them to get up and
leave.
leave. Or for a lot of the people, they'd get up out of the booth after he'd sit down next to them, move far enough away from him, and then start talking to someone else in the room. Like, distinctly to get away from him, but maybe not to leave, like, the conversations that were already happening. Because he kept butting himself in and interrupting everyone that was trying to have important conversations. And some of which were like agreed upon to be under embargo, and we had locked the door to the room. And he just would not stop banging on the door. And then when the door was open, he just forced himself in. And he did that repeatedly because he thought he was the center of like everything. Any conversation that was to be had, if he was a part of it or he wanted to be a part of it, he thought he was the center of it. It was just incredibly egotistical.
How many people were at that after party?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. We tried to section ourselves off, though, to just have conversation because we were trying to have an interview with someone. And he unfortunately chased that poor person off and made them incredibly uncomfortable. So they just left the party.
And we we apologize to that person, but it's like, yeah, he's like, in the future, if you have any questions, we'll do it over text or email. So it's like that bridge has been burned, and it's the Slay the Spire creator who was trying very hard to give me a generous opportunity to be in a quiet room and give me an exclusive opportunity to interview him. It was very deeply fucked up.
Fucking disgusting. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I
needed to know about that before this last weekend, dude. I'm fucked.
We would have gotten him banned from PAX before he even got there.
I might be banned from PAX now because of this, dude.
We need to send this to the PAX
for the PAX media people.
Yes.
And
And
he
say,
says, "I'm strong arm and he's waiting for here." He ambushed us when we got there, letting him know that he's like needed protection, right? Remember
that was
that?
the first thing he
The
talked to
first
us
thing
about.
he talked to us about. Holy fuck!
I think it was because he actually flirted after or before this occurred. I'm not quite sure. With seemingly one of his. At the point, he was supposed to be platformed at someone else's stream. And he flirted with this person's significant other right before the stream was happening in front of this person. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The person in question, that was Jab's significant other.
Look, do you know Jab?
Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. He keeps doing that shit with everybody's significant other. He's just found sneakier ways of doing it to find his own satisfaction. I find that incredibly gross because he did the same thing with us, where he just unendingly was just constantly like, "Do you remember this?" It was like,
I know, we would hold hands and he would be like, "Oh my god, guys, stop it. You're making me jealous. I'm so lonely. Stop holding hands. Stop being so lovey-dovey. Oh my god."
We're holding hands because we got death threats that night. Leave us alone, dude. We're scared. We feel safe with each other. Holy shit.
Yeah. So next to that, he also had previously randomly crashed Kiki's stream. She was having a good old time playing a kid-friendly game, and then he walked in and made everything sexual. Since then, Kiki and Zach Acts have cut contact with him, especially after I had my interaction with these people. So yeah, that's what I know so far, as well as a lot of people in the first podcast were made uncomfortable by their actions. Spaghetto and, from what I know, Lars from Norway were both making people and guests seemingly uncomfortable.
And that's all he did at PAX. Every booth that he'd go up to, man, he was just so druggy aggressive with everyone, demanding their space, demanding their time, and demanding their stuff, demanding that they do like collabs with him. And he kept telling us every time that we meet up again, or like we happen to cross paths while at PAX, that he got so many business cards, he's got so many people that want to collab with him, that all of these business cards, hundreds of them, are all the people that want to collaborate. But I don't believe for a moment any of them actually want to collab with him, and that they just were just trying to keep the peace while he was just strong-arming them. Because when we would witness him interviewing and interacting with these people, that is all he did every single time. And a couple of them were our friends, or a couple of them were at least people that we told them about Spaghetto and that he could be trusted and that he's a great collaborator to work with.
Yeah?
Did he tell you what Spaghetto told us right after we met at the very first meeting we had when we got to PAX? When we get in the car, we finally have any kind of privacy. The first thing he says is, "Hey guys, so I just wanted you to know that like we're having some issues with a previous collaborator named Becca. Unfortunately, I guess she was made really uncomfortable with our type of humor and is now out to get us." Basically, is what he said. Or that you're just doing this because you don't have the type of humor that they do, and that it's unwarranted what you're doing. Basically, that is the first thing that he told us. But he wanted to make sure that we knew about it though, and that you were doing all of these things to try and discredit. And so I immediately was a little unnerved by that, because he followed it up with saying that, "Oh, well, women can just do this and men have to suffer the consequences. And there's nothing I can really do to fight against it." So that really pissed me off. And I told my husband, I was like, "You need to reach out to Rebecca. I don't trust this man." This is the first thing he told us. The first time we've met him in person, and this is what he says. I don't believe him. First, I accept him. And every interaction after that, it just proved to me that he will strong arm any interaction to force it to try and go his way and fuck the consequences and the damage he does to the people around him because of it.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to.
The weird thing is, like, I'm sorry, I don't think reenacting sexual assault is funny. I don't think it should be funny. Like,
Man. I'm scared to know what they joke about when their camera's not on and it's just them.
yeah. They were also, so right before PAX started directly, I had a group chat with them, right? And basically I was like, guys, I don't want to like make this public, right? I want to see you guys improve. I came from like a good-hearted situation where I'm like, okay, you guys need to change. Like, this is not flowing. And if he really thinks that is like his sense of humor still, like, I don't get it, so to say, like he said to you guys. And even though he told me something else in DMs, then he was just bullshitting. So he has no plan on changing at all, which also makes everything he has told me in DMs completely worthless. Fuck it. I'm gonna show you guys.
What the fuck? I don't know what he's lied to us about at this point because I can't trust anything he said. Because he's stupid about lying too. He would tell us one thing and then like 2 seconds later he would go tell an indie developer something completely different to their face to try and make him seem more impressive.
Yeah, so I had
that we can see this, that everyone can see this when you like do these dual lies and you don't make them match up between people. Like, we can all tell immediately. And he didn't care. He just doesn't care. And at least he's stupid about it. And at least he gets caught almost immediately. Dude, stop it. It's just okay.
here. Because at this point, I was telling Zach and Kiki and then JJ, who in the first place, after the collab, reached out to me and was like, hey, are you doing okay? Like, I was being uncomfortable and like, it seemed like you were being uncomfortable and I just want to check up on you, right? Straight up. Like, I wasn't even like considering it yet. And then it like clicked in my head where, yeah, this was fucked up, right? If JJ didn't write me that message to check up on me, I don't think I would have really like noticed how bad it really got. I knew it was bad, but I wouldn't have like dug, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have like been like, okay, yeah, no, like this is like, it's over, right? And so JJ knew, right? And then one of the moderators in the Spaghetto podcast server knows about it. That's how I got into contact back, because I was like, why am I blocked by Spaghetto all of a sudden when I'm like showing people this video of like how he and Lars acted, right? And then Teach had also blocked me at that point. The only one who didn't block me was Lars, and I was like really confused because I feel like Lars did one of the most gross things. Like, Spaghetto is immature and also gross, but the reenactment of sexual assault from Lars just like is on another level. So here we have the conversation, you know, me saying, Lars going up close to my character's crotch area with camera while I was not in control and gone for a bit, replicating quite a scene. Spaghetto constantly talking about jerking off as well as other inappropriate jokes, right? And then, you know, JJ had messaged me after Kiki was uncomfy, right? And then I even like had a conversation real quick with Drakestar, who collaborated with him on the Minecraft thing. After Zach Acts had shut down his server that was used for free by the Spaghetto people, right? And then in retaliation, Spaghetto said, "Oh, but my audience pays good money for me to like play Minecraft on the server." And it's like, but he doesn't pay for it. Zach Acts was paying for that server, right? So he never saw any money, and there was no promise of money. So why is Spaghetto like being mean to Zach? And Zach never got an apology.
I just think he needs to apologize. That was happening with us too. We would tell him that he overstepped a boundary and that he would just make an excuse.
That's awful.
He just realized that he wouldn't have done it. But he knows. He knows what he's doing. You can see it on his dumb little face. He thinks he's so clever. And he just said he can get away with it. And then everyone else is like looking at each other, giving the looks like they're in the office. Like, dude, what is wrong with this man?
Yeah. And then I tell them what they did wrong. I'm like, for me to know how badly you guys have wronged so many people, I don't hate you guys, but Spaghetto, you are self-destructive. Teach, if you read this, you didn't even ask if Spaghetto was okay when he burned himself last stream. That's the thing. There was like a scene in the last stream before the pack stuff started. And it seemed like Teach was completely over Spaghetto's shit and would just not even check on him when he was burning himself. It was like a whole thing. Like, I got actually worried. I was like fucked up looking. So I had a high like thought of Teach before, and that made me like question a lot of things, right? I think Teach is still a good guy, but just not with these people, right? Yeah, and then Lars, you need to actually stop being so weird about your women jokes in general. Like I feel like he has a threatening aura, or like towards women, like actually like fucked up. Lars is something else. And then we talk back and forth, right? And then it's like, oh, it's just an act. And then I'm like, guys, if this is an act, you need to tell people it's an act. You can't just go up to any like content creator and just do your act thing, you know, acting like whoever the fuck. And they get weeded out, right? I was trying to tell him that. But now if you tell me this, it seems that it isn't an act. This is just how it is, right? And I'm telling them, and you act sexually, you know, that everyone is comfortable with that. You know, all of this stuff, I'm telling them. And at some point, we're talking about, they're like deflecting. And I'm like, hey, you can't do the sexual assault stuff, right? And they're like, well, we have been sexually assaulted before. That's why we're using it as a cope. And I'm like, this is just closing the circle of abuse, right? Here, you're just closing the circle of abuse here if you do it to unknowing people, right? I was straight up telling them, and it's like, well, we were assaulted, and it's like, and it's okay. That still doesn't help the fact that you're closing the circle of abuse here.
Because they're using it as an excuse to get away with it.
Exactly.
Fuck, Rebecca, I'm so sorry you had to experience this. Fuck.
Yeah, so
what a bunch of fucking insults.
I showed Rebecca everything that you sent to Chess, which thank you. I think it was beautifully written. But tomorrow at this point, I'm going to have to make a post. I'm going to say I was duped. If I had known about this stuff, then I would not have collaborated with this person. This person had my name in his mouth, and it was absolutely not okay for it to be. I mean, like, it's going to suck because I feel like I need to make a bunch of content first that I know, like, has some credibility before, and, like, really think about this. And that's what we're doing then. Just making some content tonight, no bad night. That sounded sexual.
Don't worry about it.
It's just about video games. Yeah, Nova's my manager and photographer and babysitter and communicator. I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, and there was probably a bunch of interactions he had at PAX that people could attest to that is really just going to absolutely destroy his reputation. He also was talking so highly about the content he was making there, and literally there was like, he didn't know who he was talking to half the time. One time he was talking to an NYU professor of game design, and she straight up told him, she was like, dude, It's really awesome. You should feel the privilege to just be able to have a gun on your fucking YouTube banner, because most of the people in the country you live in, they just straight up aren't allowed to be able to brandish guns and things like that in public. They can't even have like umbrella-y looking katanas on their back because they'll get shot to death due to the color of their skin. And I was like, Tristan, how about you leave this room? And he refused to fucking listen. He said, hey, Shadow, we're kind of having like a business conversation here. I was like, fuck.
And this lady is just like, no, we weren't.
No, we weren't, sir.
It was
Out of the room. We were under embargo trying to talk to a person from 2K and a person from Epic Games about Lego Fortnite. And we had the door locked, and he fucking ruined it. He made people incredibly distressed, very uncomfortable. People were very weirded out, and they were worried that they were going to get followed home. It was gross as hell, and he was supposed to be our ride back home. And he just refused to leave the party at the right time, so we could never even like take advantage of taking the ride home. And then he just like would keep getting FOMO because I was chatting with developers, like doing my job with people who like consented to me. And I betrayed their trust because I kept letting Tristan in the fucking room. Like, I really feel fucking horrible for trusting this person. Like, they have fucking hurt me with this.
Should I make a video on this?
Yes. If you yes.
I have to make a video post about it. That's what I mean by like thinking about it.
Maybe we can just do.
Like, there's like so much stuff here now.
I'm trying to reach out to Teach and get him to just fucking drop Spaghetto like a hot potato.
I don't know. Teach might be already in too far.
But Teach, might be already in too deep. Who knows, like, what kind of fucking blackmail he must have on Teach to get him to be able to work like that for that long. And then have to...
Teach everything. He was his chauffeur. He was his manager. He was also his agent at the same time. He was his caterer. He was his fucking, like, I don't know how to describe how many jobs Teach was doing every fucking second. Like, that poor man was like on a live wire. You could see it in his eyes. He was exhausted, but he was on the tip of his toes every breath because he knew he had to manage this fuck-up at a very high press event. So I cannot imagine the amount of stress that Teach was going through. And by God, every time that Teach would drive, if he would miss a turnoff, because Google Maps or Apple Maps in Seattle is a nightmare to work with once you get off of like ground level. Okay. Yeah. And Spaghetto said, Teach, if you miss one more turnoff, I'm gonna fire you. I was like, what the Spaghetto? You haven't driven once this whole time. You want to take over and start driving? Oh, well, no. Well, I have a brain injury, he says. I can't do that. But then when he gets so fucked up with alcohol and other shit that we need to call 911 because he's just like blankly staring out and not responding at us while we're waving our hands in front of his face and trying to talk to him. And we know he has a brain injury and there's some serious shit. And so we feel really unsafe taking care of him without like medical intervention. And when we try and call 911, he tells us that we need to hang up because if we call 911 and he gets into like any medical facility, they will have to tag it and he will lose his job that he's still on the payroll for. And he will lose his medical insurance and he'll get kicked out of the program that he's part of because he's not supposed to be things like this. He's not supposed to be doing the streams that he's doing. He's not supposed to be making the content that he's making because it's hurting him. And he was supposed to be part of this program, this special program to help people specifically with the injury that he has. And he's still getting paid from his old workplace because of this injury. And he's prolonging it purposefully by injuring himself repeatedly for content. He's thinking two birds, one stone with this injury. He can get paid for it from the people he worked for, and he can get paid for it by using it for his content. And it's fucked up. I am not happy, and I am exhausted. Because we had another friend we were dealing with that was kind of doing some other shitty things. And it was like, when Spaghetto wasn't fucking with us, another person was. So, like, I've been dealing with fuckos for the last week, and I'm about someone. So I'm going to go take a breather.
That was,
take over.
That was great. Thank you for giving a whole.
Got everything up to speed.
I just get spicy. I'm going to go.
And it was, no, thank you, Rebecca, because I sincerely, I'm like, this is a priority for me.
Genuinely, I talked to Billy Basso, the co-creator of Shovel Knight. I have fucking articles I need to write about a weird military-grade briefcase that no one seems to fucking know about. That is just a portable home entertainment theater because this is what I love. This is what I love to do.
Yeah.
And I was very explicitly choosy. I wanted to only talk to people that I really, really wanted to. I knew my limits. I still got death threats from weird racist people from the Czech Republic, you know? And it's like, so I was like, man, if there's been any fucking weekend that is like the wildest like weekend any video game journalist could have possibly fucking had, I do not know how this could top it. Genuinely, because I'm taking it as a hard lesson to whenever I go to one of these events next, I am going by myself and with my amazing, credible photographer that should hopefully have a bunch of incredible photos that I'll be sharing with contextualized writing here soon. Like nobody else, unless they are like, yeah, I don't even know. It's like, this has hurt us. It's like trust has been hurt.
Yeah.
It was the first time being public in 5 years for me after COVID, after being traumatized as much as I have been. I have made sure my GoFundMe is pinned, so Spaghetto can't ignore it. And he still has never mentioned it once to me. Not even once. Fuck him. While he's like, no, don't call the cops.
I'm gonna, if this becomes a video, I'm gonna pin your GoFundMe down below in the comment section, or either in there or in the description.
No,
okay?
Don't be you, Rebecca. No, and number one, you need to get a house. First of all, housing is priority.
That's true.
Nova and I have our housing taken care of right now. At least until February. So that is absolutely not a priority compared to you definitely still getting the remaining 9,000. I think you should pin the fact that you are having a housing crisis on this video because you experienced the brunt of it as a woman who was basically just being like, no, please, fucking, I have boundaries. You're a VTuber for a fucking reason, I'm assuming, and that's a boundary that should be assumed. And they have walked all over it. So, like, that was your stream that was fucked up by it. You definitely need to make sure people know about, like, yeah, your GoFundMe. Seriously, Rebecca, that's very kind. Thank you. But, no, we just really want to help you. I'll help you with any of the writing, organization sort of things with this. Both Nova and I are very much like, we gotta put this to rest.
Okay.
When it comes to, like,
then
that way we on.
I'll organize then stuff with Jesus. Yeah, I really didn't want to do that, but now it's just like, I told them beforehand. I told them the best fucking advice right before PAX, and I was like, I'm being nice. If anything happens, the video happens, right? And this just fucking sucks. It's just like, I told them just before, and they didn't listen because, of course, I'm some woman, you know, that wants to just hurt them. But you know what? If they make me out to be that person, fuck it. I guess it's happening.
They were figure out ways to discredit you, like in that first conversation when they picked us up in the car. They were like, we don't know how, like, what to do to get away from this, to get around it, to get her to stop. Because she's just out to hurt us.
And I was in the car. I was in the car, so it's obviously like this sort of thing where it's like I have to de-escalate because someone's possibly admitting to a crime, but they're the ones that are in complete control because I'm in the back seat. And this is something that I've had to deal with my trauma my whole fucking. So I tried to de-escalate by just being like, oh yeah, guys, I guess, yeah, during all the streams, you are all very much like focusing on making sure you communicate consent. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. So then if anyone ever criticizes you for it, you just have this thing where it's like, man, we're trying to be incredibly sincere about our respect for like boundaries. We preface our videos with this, with the interactions and everything. We ask, but now it's like this bizarre, like, oh, that was a manipulative, like, that's a manipulative fucking bullshit game they played. Fuck them.
Yeah. Something that also weirdly happened was right after that awful stream happened. He walked into my stream afterwards because, again, a donathon, I stream every day. That was the plan. And I was doing doodles for like every donation, gets a doodle, a little drawing. And he comes in, drops $10 on me, and is like, "Oh, draw your character, the VTuber model, in a Spaghetto t-shirt." Yeah. And I denied that.
Shit.
And I got from other sources that he was trying to make some kind of like Spaghetto harem or fangirls club for himself. That I think Kiki was supposed to join them. And Kiki denied so.
Whoa!
Yeah, that is grotesque.
Grotesque. Who the fuck does he think he is?
Again, what's that monster name?
He thinks he's fucking Morbius. He thinks he's Morbius, the living vampire. What is that guy's name? Fucking the Joker,
Yeah.
Jared Leto of 30 Seconds to Mars. Fucking,
he's acting like that.
Wow! Whoa!
Yeah,
You nailed it.
The Spaghetto girls. Yeah.
Oh, don't make me vomit. God.
I presume with that request, he was trying to make it out that I'm one of the quote-unquote Spaghetto girls, which I refused because that was still fucked up and I was still processing things.
It's really fucked up.
And this is why I'm going public with this. He's using people with any disregard for their feelings or well-being or anything. The man is not well, and Lars is enabling him as well. Due to this being already a very long video, I'm gonna sum it up now. Lars from Norway went full incel and replicated on my character in a game without me being able to stop him, SA, as well as joking about SA towards minors. Spaghetto talked constantly about jerking off on stream, as well as crashing people's streams, making people uncomfortable generally, flirting with any woman he can find, slandering collaborators, as well as thinking he is the center of attention. They do apologize, but also excuse it by saying it's just their humor and they got SA'd in the past, as well as wavering Spaghetto's behavior off as he has a brain injury. The man with the brain injury, who is actively doing things that might worsen the condition, just saying, like jumping off of a car's roof and getting heavily intoxicated to a point he is trying to corner a person, as well as making people scared for his health, wanting to call the hospital because of such, which he denied because then he would lose his job, even though he can't do his job anymore. That's why he's in a program, supposedly. So what is it, Spaghetto? Choose a lane. Can't keep excusing that. No one wants to anymore. Tej was around the whole time, but I don't want him to get caught up in this. You're a great person. I don't understand how you can stomach all of this. You are the one that connects people, not Lars or Spaghetto. Dear Spaghetto, I'm not your downfall. I'm not the one slandering you. You're your own downfall. People are leaving you because of what you are doing. And people are sick of it.